exploitative. But right now, it is why we are about to shut down the federal government for no good reason, and why we are maybe going to default on the debt. We have seen how this works in sharp relief for the past few years now. Exhibit A, back in 2010, the politician Mike Huckabee needed a job. He used to be governor of Arkansas. He tried to be president of the United States. Those things were over or they didn't work out. So instead, he created for himself a new job, the job of Obamacare repealer-in-chief.
It's one thing to have to take our medicine when we're kids, but American voters are grown-ups. We expect and demand to be treated like it, and we weren't. Well, now, we'll do our spanking on the Congress and show them that we still rule in this country. That's the way it's supposed to be, and the way it will be when we get this petition signed.
Call right now to sign the petition, or go online before serious damage is done to our healthcare system and our economy. We must leave Washington no options.
We can do something about it. Join me in the most massive petition drive the nation has ever seen, and help us repeal it now.
Do our spanking on the Congress. Repeal Obamacare. Join the most massive petition drive the nation has ever seen. And by all of that, we mean send Mike Huckabee a check. Hit that giant button at the bottom of the screen. Help fund the battle, preferably at the $2,500 level, which is also known as the Huckabee Special. Act now. Operators are standing by. Seriously, operators are standing by. Mike Huckabee wants you to call this number, the number right there on your screen, so he can repeal Obamacare. I was watching the Mike Huckabee repeal Obamacare ads today, and I thought, sitting there at my desk, you know what? I'm going to call. Okay, dialing. Here's what happens when you call.
To ensure proper handling, this call may be recorded. Hi, this is Richard Simmons. Thank you for calling to order Project Hope. I've taken everything I've learned over my 38-year career and packaged it into one 90-day program that will change your body and that will change your life. You get me in your living room motivating you every step of the way. It's time to get off that couch and get the body you've always dreamed of. Don't you think you're worth it?
Yep. You call Mike Huckabee's repeal Obamacare number, and what you get is Richard Simmons. You call Mike Huckabee to repeal Obamacare, and you get the astonishing hair guy with the glittery exercise suits who's ready to give you the body you've always dreamed of. Mike Huckabee has been working this scammy anti-Obamacare thing for so long that the infomercial gods have recycled his toll-free number and given it to Richard Simmons, who is still thin and lithe after all these years. And you know what? I am quite sure that jumping around with Richard Simmons will at least burn a calorie or two. But how exactly sending Mike Huckabee a check is going to lead to the end of Obamacare, that part does not compute. But that is what Mike Huckabee is promising. Send me money, and I will take care of this whole Obamacare thing.
Oh,
even though there was no conceivable connection between Mike Huckabee getting your money and that outcome.
All right, going to do a little talk radio here on the POLIT'AI CHI. I am your host, Will. Don't have a nickname yet for this, because I hardly ever do this. Always on the OMSR, for sure. First time ever doing talk radio on the POLIT'AI CHI. Okay. You see all the Asian-infused and infused ideology and graphics here. The POLIT'AI CHI brainchild comes from the Tao Te Ching, which I am a practitioner of, the origin of yin and yang. Alright, back to this topic here. It's like, what? Squeeze me baking powder? What's happening there? Let's just see what happens, you know. Let's listen to this live. Because, you know, on a show like this, with those kind of credentials and that reputation, she would not, nor any other show, put out something like that if it were not true. Alright, here we go on speakerphone.
To ensure proper handling, this call may be recorded. Thanks for calling about Richard Simmons' Project Hope. We noticed you've called before, but haven't placed your order yet. Over the last 38 years, Richard has helped millions of people.
Oh, no. Alright, so I fibbed a little bit. But you can imagine all the people thinking to themselves, what? This can't be right. It's advertised on Mike Huckabee's site. Nothing's ever wrong there. Calling back and hearing it again. At least you get to skip over his voice. Nothing personal. That has to be like one of the funniest things ever. Now, with all due respect to the parties involved, I'm not going to get too disparaging here, trying to always be a centrist. However, there's one of two things going on. You have to admit. Either the political karma gods are giving out a little payback, or somebody simply just screwed up royally. Paradoxically, on a simple thing like that, it turns out to be like the hugest 1-800 blunder in the history of 1-800 numbers. Yeah, if you can't get the 1-800 number right on your site for donations for this ongoing issue, perhaps it's time to hang up your political shingles. You know, Mike Huckabee is in the post-governor hangover mode, still trying to increase influence because, you know, it was looking pretty good presidential election-wise, but there was only one problem. He kept talking. Yeah. So, like him, love him, hate him, love her, hate her, Rachel. That's why you should be watching Rachel Maddow, and frankly MSNBC. All these political shows are great. I give them all the credit in the world. All the other graphics and my little 2 bits, the blocked off show I've done in the past, to the parent channel, OMSR, and to this particular show, the POLIT'AI CHI. All in accordance with the DMCA, Digital Millennium Copyright Act. Yes, even on news shows, you must stick to that minimal use part of things. I can imagine the talking points that may stem from this tomorrow. Not this particular video, but the issue going. All right, thanks again, Rachel. Love it. Thanks for watching.